Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Dee about to react to this album and preach Veda's title. She is still humiliating him. Oh my gosh, she's back. She still is going. This has to be a crime at this point. This is crazy. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
Got a little update on a story we covered way back when. The Cuck and the Queen. So we got Accusations' wife, who was on a podcast recently, having a little interview.
I know the periphery of Akash's fan base, which is, I will say, more of the podcast fan base. And I know a lot of people during like our controversy were saying like, oh, it's because of his fans, it's because of his fans. Like, his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right-wing. I think like those...
This happens because people are racist? Girl, it's crazy.
What did you say? What did you say about the Flagrant podcast? Let me bring that back. What did you say? Hold on, let me play that again.
It's because of his fans, it's because of his fans. Like, his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right-wing. I think like those of them are more like that.
But they were not the only ones who were criticizing y'all and talking shit about this situation. So what are you talking about? I would argue that more people who don't even watch that podcast was finding out about this story and commenting on it.
I can just see Charlamagne kicking down the door with Timberlands.
Keep your wife off the
motherfucking internet! Why does your wife have a microphone in her face?
She said it honestly. She said her husband's podcast
fan base
got a lot of... I don't know how the Flagrant crew agree with that.
I don't think she's wrong there. The people that are the most vocal are some of these people that she's describing.
As I said, like, those peripheral fans, like, they might come at us just because we're brown girls being opinionated and they don't like opinionated women. So then the brown girl thing happened, and...
Okay, it's not because you're a brown girl.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say nothing, you know?
It's two different reasons, right? I could think that both things can be true, right? Some of the crowd of the Flagrant podcast is who you think you are. I don't think it's everybody, but some of the people and the most vocal are like that. And the people that we're not talking because they don't like brown girls necessarily, or they don't like women with opinions. It's because of what you were saying, actually.
That shit was embarrassing.
That was fucked up for anybody.
Hello.
Yeah, I think she's just using the whole racism thing as an excuse to, blow off any of the criticism. Oh, they don't like me because I'm brown. No, you was bugging out, girl. And by the way, you actually fit in perfectly with the Flagrant crew, because what does Andrew do every time he gets criticized? Oh, haters. Oh, my haters. Oh, the haters need us for attention, whatever it is. It's like, oh, we get it, bro. Like, everyone is just talking to you for unfair reasons, and, you're above the criticism. Actually, there's one from the homie Charlamagne the God. You remember that one?
Can I say what I want to say?
Yeah, of course, this is what
all I want to
about.
say is simply this:
keep your wife off the
motherfucking internet. Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me.
I want to ask, because I'm genuinely invested.
Yeah.
What's going on with the podcast?
Okay, so I'll just tell you guys, full honesty time. It makes me sad because
he got you off the internet.
With Nahal, we became friends so quickly, and I have like a lot of respect for her, and like I met her family and like her husband and her in-laws, so I don't want to say anything shitty about her.
This is the woman who she was saying she would fuck her husband. That's why she fell out with your bitch ass, because you were plotting on her husband or making inappropriate comments about her husband and about his penis. I remember.
I won't, but I think
I would stop fucking with you too.
The first time we went out to dinner, she pitched the idea of doing a podcast with me, and I was like, oh, okay, like I didn't expect that, and I was a little bit unsure at first, just because I know sometimes female relationships can be tricky.
You guys didn't have a relationship prior to all of this?
No.
Okay.
So we just became friends like pretty quickly, and then she wanted to do the podcast, and I was a little bit unsure, but then I talked to my husband about it. He was like, why not? You've always wanted to try it. And we just became friends so quickly in this path of creating Main Character Podcast, which was her idea, which is an amazing name. I think what happened was that we went through controversy so quickly into it that it kind of like put a strain on the friendship, because also like our content was very different in this. Like mine was definitely a lot more raw and unfiltered, and hers was a little bit more polished and more, you know, like not
Typical brown.
Wait, what did you say?
The typical brown girl influencer content.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, like you know, just more polished. And so I remember.
He said the typical brown girl influencer. What does that even mean?
Her husband works a lot in Paris, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to Paris to be with my husband because he was like there for work." And I would
Just so everyone knows, she's talking about her co-host and her husband Nav, who she wanted to fuck
Exactly.
the whole podcast.
Exactly.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face part always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. You just know that Nav's dick is
Like, that's crazy to say. And for you to sit on this couch and say that people only criticize you because you're brown, like, girl, shut the fuck up. You sound so stupid. That is out of line. Not only for her, but it's out of line for your husband as well. Like, how do you think he felt hearing you talk about another man's penis and how you want an orgy that includes him because his body goes so crazy? What are we talking about? And now you're talking about you fell out with the co-host because the pressures of the podcast. No, because you was talking about her husband. You wanted to smash her husband. It made her uncomfortable.
at least 10 inches.
His body's a 10. His face card never.
And saying that your husband's penis, I know it has to at least be 10 inches. That is so disrespectful.
Lines. Did you forget?
No, that was comedy. You're being unfair.
No. I have a bunch of quotes just in case my girlfriend ever said something like that. I know to kill myself.
And something that I really thought was also really unique is that the way she would talk about her husband was the way I would talk about Akash and like how supportive he was of her. And I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. So I felt like we had a really good support system. Like if the way she would talk about her husband was the way I would talk about Akash and like...
Girl, the way you talked about her husband is the way you never talk about Akash.
Friendship needs to always come before the podcast. Like it always needs to come before the product because
she wasn't listening to her own husband like that. So facts.
People are not stupid. Like they can tell if your chemistry isn't genuine, and you want it to be genuine because you want to give them a good product. I basically said, I mean, I haven't shared this with anyone, but I said like, you know, I really wish that you had been there more for me because I felt like she knew the most like what it was like and everything, and I was just getting so much of it, and I don't think she necessarily agreed with that, which is fine. I think. For me, like being a friend, like and also being a Leo, like loyalty and being ride or die is very important to me. What I would have liked in terms of just like wanting her to be there for me, and I don't think it's like a reflection of she's a bad friend or this and that. I just think that like our expectations weren't aligning, and even like when we had gone through other things before, it's like we also had like very very different triggers and anxieties where like certain things I would do would make her anxious or vice versa. So that was like the last thing I said to her, and I don't think she agreed, and I think it kind of like fell apart from there because we didn't know how to like repair it because I think she was probably naturally hurt by maybe feeling like I was criticizing her in that way, which makes me really sad because I would love to do it. I really do respect.
Maybe she was feeling like when I felt like what she felt like I was feeling like what she felt like I was criticizing her. You were criticizing her. It's not a feeling. You criticize her.
And she's projecting because how you mad at her when you were the one saying the stupid shit and caused all the heat to come down on y'all podcast. And you were getting a lot of the backlash and heat, rightfully so, because you're the one who made the comment. She didn't say nothing. So how you like, oh, well, I'm getting all the heat and that's not fair. You're the one who made the comments. This woman is delusional.
She felt a certain way.
I disagree. As a Taurus, we don't take it that way. When someone
I'm trying to bring Leo into this bitch.
For me to,
I'm a Leo, by the way. I don't want any association to this.
Outgrow my old self.
The Leo shit took me out. It took me the fuck out. I was like, oh my days.
So even her
You're gonna bring as a Leo? Yo, no.
Even her co-host was like, girl, you're wild, and didn't defend her. And now she's salty about it.
I don't think it's for, if you fuck up, I don't think it's for your
And
co-host.
defend what? What is there to defend? A. B, even if she did defend you, nobody would have cared. You would have still got the same amount of backlash. It wouldn't have changed anything.
To defend. When I say some wild shit, you don't defend me. You're like, explain yourself. What did you say? Why do you say that? And then if you don't, if I don't come in with a valid enough explanation, you
also
defending
doesn't
that's
help.
not valid.
I wouldn't expect my co-host.
Nobody on the internet has ever said, "Oh, okay, well, you're defending them. All right, well, you know what? I feel differently now about what they said. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna say anything negative now because you came out to defend them. Nobody cares. Other people understand that. Nobody cares.
Public statement. If I'm getting a lot of hate, you think what I'm saying? I'm just not expecting that. That's me personally. If I said it and it set the whole internet ablaze, I'll double, triple down. I ain't expecting nobody to come out and do some big old PR thing for me. I'm just not. And I think it's kind of corny to ask other people to do that, personally.
Listen, I agree with the caution in that sense, right? Like, the pressure definitely has to be there. I do think it is, like, honestly, I think it is a shame because I do think y'all brought a voice from brown girls that were probably, like, not probably, is very necessary. Like
why do they keep trying to bring
funny, the reason that we can't have it is
they were not even talking about brown girl shit. At least not that I saw. Okay, that might not be true because I didn't see any of that. I never watched their podcast. But what got the most attention had nothing to do with them being brown girls.
Reasons that you're also alluding to.
Yeah.
People always say, like, why can't we have, like, a brown collar daddy?
I was just gonna say brown collar daddy.
Why can't we not have a brown collar daddy?
Like, even back to that whole brown girl, like, controversy, what pissed me off wasn't that, okay, these nobody girls are saying they hate our podcast. It's like, okay, what can you do? And it didn't even hurt me that a bunch of people engage with it. It's like, yeah, like, it makes sense because hate does spread fast. But what bothered me was that Vidya commented and, like, basically co-signed that. And she just really had no business, I feel like.
Wait, so you said this shit was, but you even have the brown girlies hating the shit out of your podcast too? And like, at some point, if all these different groups hate you, maybe you have valid rhetoric that's upsetting to different groups, but you can't just call it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is such a fucking lame-ass cop-out. It is corny as hell. Mm-hmm. That's one. Two, you can't just do this thing where you just hand-wave everything. And also, one thing I wanted to say, this is a personal thing, and I think you would agree. I thought these two were really corny, being like, I want to be the brown collar daddy. I don't know why people have to always do this thing where they always veer themselves through a cultural, like, gendered or racial lens. You know, like, I'm going to make content. I want to be like the black version of David Letterman. It's like, well, why don't you just be your fucking self?
Yeah, fine.
Why do you have to be like an alternate racial version of one other group or duo?
That's the hurt people.
I agree.
That's hurt people that say that often. Often they're like, I want to be that up. Yeah, you could be yourself as well.
Yeah.
I want to be the new Eddie Murphy. No, I want to be me. Mm-hmm. As a comedian, do you want to be that? No, I want to be me. And the only example that was in front of them was not one of their peers. It was always someone else. So they're like, I want to be that, but for my community. So that's how they look at it.
I personally think it's a crutch. I just think people have a hard time selling themselves as individuals, and so they just lean on their ethnic identity to make a personality. That's it. It's a very convenient way when you have no brand recognition to be standing out. I'm a brown girl who talks like a white valley girl and behaves like she's a slut, but really I was not popular in college. It's like even their idea of being on the main stage is like being a performative version. Like that was one of the issues I had. Is like she was pretending to be this hyper woman who did all this stuff, and it wasn't even her. That was her defense. I'm not that. Now you externalize that. Now you view everyone's words through that cultural and identity-related lens. Yeah. So someone critiques you rather than just listening to the words and whether or not they reflect on your own rhetoric. So you go, well, this is a white man. Oh, he has a white audience, and they said something about brown people. They're right. You immediately go to that rather than actually addressing what's right in front of you. That's the framework that's like coming up a lot.
Let's break the internet. Welcome to Conversations with Chai.
See, let's break the internet.
Y'all ain't shit.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
That's right. It's just
such a good support system of like actual friends, family, my therapist, whoever, just reminding me like you're still a bitch, like fuck what people say.
Focusing on just like the thought part of it, right? I think that the whole goal with any of these like narrative building is a true art, and it's also a science, right? If I can convince you, the person I'm building the narrative about, that the narrative is true, then I've won the battle. Yeah. But if I can't, right? And there's a lot of ways to do it. Botting is one. Yeah. Because then it's like, oh, everyone thinks. Because I had friends hitting me that aren't so internet literate. They're like, oh, but everyone thinks this. I was like, ask yourself, does everyone think this, or is it that when you go to a comment section?
So now they're saying it was bots and that people were like building a narrative. You know what kills me about this whole thing is like they're acting like there are people out to get them. My girl, you put out that narrative. You were the one who for like $30 a podcast decided to embarrass your husband when nobody asked you to. Nobody. You were the one who said you want to fuck other men, other people's husbands, and how hot they are compared to your husband who smells and you don't like to kiss. And then people looked at your videos and they saw you dodging his ass every chance you got. That was your own upload. It's not someone else's channel, that was your channel. It always kills me. People are like, you took me out of context, and the clip is from their own fucking channel. I'm like, how did you edited yourself to not include the rest of the context, and then you got mad at how people took your clip? Huh? Okay, let's say I do a good faith interpretation. Let's say 50% of the comment section is bots. What about the other 50%? What about all the people in real life who were contacting him and saying, are you okay? What about them? Those are people in real life like you described. Alcott said he got everyone to contact him, including people he never spoke to for a long time. Did everyone who was watching see the same thing? I think so. I mean, like as a Leo, like bots, and then there's a lot of misogyny, and like as a choice feminist who doesn't want to do anything, calls herself a feminist, but doesn't want to work and relies on a man for everything. Like I'm a virgin who was popular for these white boys in the frat houses. Like you're hating on me because you're a misogynist. Like.
That's better.
My apologies.
I was missing the Leo part. I think it's a lot for a lot of reasons. It's been okay to laugh at men. Men were laughing at women for so long, and the get back is your advertisement of products, cleaning products. Men are useless, don't know what the fuck to do, and it's okay. Like it's I ain't gonna know what to do with the toilet paper. You just put it in.
What does this have to do with?
But that's how they're gonna sell you products, and people see that shit every. And then mom comes save the whole day.
I was at my sister's batch, and somehow the girlies and I started sharing stories about when we were in a toxic friendship. Number one thing that I heard was that all of these toxic friendships are rooted in insecurity, and then somehow that gets projected onto you. And that looks like control, jealousy, unrealistic expectations, you name it. So biggest signs. Number one, they're constantly asking for more.
For me, like being a friend, like, and also being a Leo, like loyalty and being ride or die is very important to me. What I would have liked in terms of just like wanting her to be there for me, and where like certain things I would do would make her anxious.
You're talking about her because she said they're always asking for more.
Or stuff. So that was like the last thing I said to her, and I don't think she agreed, and I think it kind of like fell apart from there because we didn't know how to like repair it, because I think she was probably naturally hurt by maybe feeling like I was criticizing her in that way, which
you're in your podcast, you guys unfollow each other, you have a fallout, and here she is making a video about toxic friendships. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's my bad. I'm slow. That's the cause?
Yeah.
Play the rest.
You're giving 100% of the friendship, but they think it's 60%. I'm here to tell you that's not a you problem, that's a them problem. Number two, disrespect and how they speak to you. If your own family doesn't even speak to you like that, why are they speaking to you like that? And then how do you view being a main character in your life?
Being a main character in your life just means that you know the world revolves around you, and like you don't take shit from anyone, but you give a lot of shit to people.
And sometimes you cry in a corner because people hurt your feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're like, whoa, where did that come from? After being a raging bitch. Like, welcome back.
Me trying to bring the hype because she was an hour late today. We won't get into it. We're in the vibe of the
honestly,
podcast.
like I'm so sorry, but I had to make sacrifices too. I didn't get my s'mores Pop-Tart and green tea.
Dude, she's texting me about how she's an hour late and then keeps talking about her Pop-Tart that she didn't get to eat.
Did you know that green tea has so many antioxidants and it cancels out the Pop-Tart?
That is not normal. Number four, involving other people in an A to B conversation. Like, man.
It's one of the things that Andrew said when she was on. She's like, we have to end, or the aftermath of the show, the pod need to end. And it was talking about her podcast.
I remember.
Yeah.
Well, delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influencing. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on
no influencing.
I believe they were real when they said that. When I was home and I was a kid, sometimes I didn't like the food my mom was making. My mom said, you know what, cook your own food, and I was young, right? It's not every kid that you can let cook in your house. After when I was a kid, I liked to play with fire. What did my parents do? Remove all the matches. Why? Because I was about to hurt the family if I used matches. You can use a stove, not matches. Because ain't no way you're burning down the whole family. That's what they did. The Flagrant family said, you know what? We got to remove the stoves, the matches, the podcast, because you're setting fire to this Akash family.
And her content and her family and her, you know, her husband and everything. So it's like I hope that like maybe in the future we could do it again, but like as of right now, I don't think like our friendship is on solid footing. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, I agree with Akash in that sense, right? Like the friendship definitely has to be there. I do think it is, like, honestly, I think it is a shame.
I was a little bit unsure, but then I talked to my husband about it. He was like, why not? You've always wanted to try it. And we just became friends so quickly. And
girl, she don't like
I'm going to say yeah, because I want to still listen to her. But what it made me think of is when we first started doing this shit, and people was mad. And we didn't start. It's been a while that we've been doing this shit. And people was mad that we were saying that we were not friends. But you're not. We became friends really quickly. You were not friends. You just started doing this thing. It's like people have to make the difference between certain things. It's not because you're a colleague that's your friend. You got some colleagues that you're cool with. Doesn't mean that you're friends. The word friend is important. Just like the word love. Same thing like everything that you love. Oh my God, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that, I love your bag, I love your shoes.
I love that for you.
So if you're like, I became friends really quickly.
Are they friends now?
No, you gave the word friendship really quickly, and it's not because you guys are cool that you guys are friends. But it's all good. That's not her, not necessarily. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people around me. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that person did that. My friend, you mean your colleague?
Listening to them talk, yeah, the friendship has to be solid. It's not about the friendship has to be solid. You guys have to have your values aligned. Do you know how many people work in showbiz, aren't friends, and have decades-long relationships on camera? And people are shocked at the end. Oh, you guys were never friends? They were never friends. Some of them didn't even like each other. What were the guys from Mythbusters?
Yeah.
Didn't they do a show, one of the most popular shows for like 20, 15 years, something like that? What matters is that you guys' values are aligned. And if your values are aligned on the important parts, that's all. Now, of course, on top of that, you have the friendship, that's great. But sometimes the friendship can really get in the way of the business.
I agree.
It just can. And the reason
because when shit is just strictly business, like, hey, you need to be on time. You know, you're not taking that seriously. Because, like, hey, girl, I'll be there in a second. It's cool. We friends. No. We're business partners. You wasted my time. I could have been doing something else. Let's come and work. If we're supposed to be here at a certain time, we need to be here at this specific time. So I agree, the friendship can get in the way.
Why is because as you guys are friends, you guys are now doing things that are not content related. Y'all can do things that make you not want to be around each other on set.
That part too.
So this idea that like, oh, it's an issue, but it has nothing to do with that in my head.
I think you're right. Key and Peele don't really hang around each other now. Method Man and Redman don't even chill together. They're family. Oh, well, you know, it took a toll on the friendship. Our friendship needs to be, first and foremost, it was never a friendship. Two, friendship is not when you always agree with your friends. I gotta go train.
All right, then. You go train, nigga. Go train. Go be a fucking Sagittarius and move them legs.
What?
I'm a Cancer. I'm not. She is. All right.
Not him saying I gotta go to the gym. One of them is out of town. I wonder which. I would assume it's ABBA just because that kind of looks like a hotel, but he has a better camera quality. I would expect it to be Preach because, you know, your camera quality kind of goes down a bit when you're traveling because you bring your little small camera, but maybe not. Anyway, yes, she is trifling as hell. She's coming up with all these excuses. She just needs to get off the internet and stop talking about this. I'm confused. If I was her husband, I would be like, hey, sis, dead this. It happened. You embarrassed both of us. Let's just move on with our lives. You just making it worse and keep bringing it back up and trying to make justifications. You just continuing to make both of us look dumb. Just stop, you know? But he's not putting his foot down. But hey, if that's how he wants to behave in his marriage, that's on him. But they're both a mess. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.